I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof.
Order.
If I'm going down,
Order in
I'm
the
taking a
court.
whole lot of
I
people
said
with me.
order in the court.
Nino Brown Boxing, I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So, man, I want to talk about this article that Julian J-Rock Williams. So basically, the major part of this article that stuck out to me is J-Rock wants smoke with everyone. Like in this article, J-Rock, he discussed quite a few things. He discussed the guys that he want to fight, that he's never fought. He discussed the rematches that he wanted. He discussed the importance of anyone that stands in the ring opposite of him has to be drug tested in order for him to fight them. And if they turn down the fight because of that reason, you know who's clean and who's dirty. Now me, everyone knows I'm a huge Jerry Hurd fan, and I feel like, to my knowledge, Julian J-Rock Williams has had only one opponent that publicly pulled out of a fight, and that's my guy Jared Hurd, my fellow DMV native. So I feel like he was taking a shot at Hurd. It bothered me a little bit, but it is what it is. So at this point, J-Rock said that he wanted a rematch with Hurd. He wanted a rematch with Jamal Charlo. He wants to fight the other Charlo, and he's also interested in the Arislani Lara fight as well. All those fights are great fights for J-Rock. I got a lot of respect for Julian J-Rock Williams. He's one of those fighters that he took an L, he got stopped, he worked his way back up, and he beat a unified champion. And he's the type of guy where you can't ask for anything else from a fighter. He's one of those guys where he's proof that a loss doesn't define your career, a loss doesn't break your career, and a knockout loss at that. It's about the moves you make and the steps you take to bounce back in order to get back in that spot. Now, J-Rock also spoke on the fact that he can't make 154 much longer, which is a very intriguing thought for the simple fact the guy that he beat the one guy that beat him, that stopped him, Jamal Charlo, is at 160 right now. And it's definitely going to become interesting because I feel like the J-Rock that lost to Jamal Charlo has definitely evolved greatly since that fight. Obviously, if J-Rock moves up to middleweight, he has to get acclimated to the weight class, and he definitely would need to take some tune-up fights before he puts himself in a position for a title shot. I know Jamal Charlo would take a rematch with J-Rock without hesitation. We all know that J-Rock, he's been on record saying that he wants to run it back with Jamal, and there's much respect to him for that. Now, J-Rock, he's accomplished a lot since his loss. He became a unified champion at 154, surpassing the achievements that Jamal Charlo was able to achieve. Now, I'm sure like a part of that was due to the fact that Jamal Charlo's younger brother, Jamel Charlo, was also a title holder in the same weight class that he was. I'm sure that definitely hindered him. It definitely took an opportunity away from him to become unified. But hey, man, it's all interesting. A fight with Arislani Lara, I feel like that'll be a stylistic fight that I'm very interested in seeing. I feel like at this point in time, it's hard to say. I'm going to favor J-Rock over Arislani Lara, but if anything, it's like a 48-52 fight to me. We all know that Arislani Lara is a masterclass boxer, but Lara has a lot of grit. Lara has a lot of experience. And I feel like even though Hurd was able to outwill and outpower him, Hurd didn't stop him. And Lara has a lot of strength. He's a very sturdy guy. He's extremely experienced, so that'd be a good fight. The Jamel Charlo fight, that's the fight I want extremely bad, especially after J-Rock, he dethroned my guy Jared Hurd. I've been pushing for that fight with him and Jamel Charlo for the simple fact, my thing is, I feel like at 154, the popular guy, the fan favorite is Jamel Charlo. And my stance when it comes to fan favorites is the fan favorite, the more popular guy, he gets a lot of passes. And a big thing for me is if Jamel Charlo, if he's as good as people say he is, he'll beat Tony Harrison, and after defeating Tony Harrison, he'll take on a fight. He'll take on a challenge, and damn, these people be driving crazy. He'll take on a challenge and face J-Rock, but we all have to wait and see. We still have to wait and see how that Tony Harrison fight plays out. Me personally, I think Tony Harrison is just one of those guys where he just has Jermell Charlo's number, but we just have to wait and see how that play out. But yeah, man, I'm also very interested in see like what does the extra weight on a Julian J-Rock Williams frame going up to middleweight, again, if going from 154 to 160. I wonder like how is that gonna affect him? He's saying that it's been becoming difficult. He's not going to be able to make 154 much longer. So I'm trying to figure out like when he's cutting that weight, is that affecting his strength? Is that ultimately affecting his punching power? Is he going to be that type of guy where he doesn't have to cut muscle? Will that affect his overall strength when he moves up in weight? We'll obviously have to wait and see. It definitely will put Jermall Charlo in a good position where he can have a big fight at the middleweight division. We all know that majority of the guys at middleweight are currently fighting on the zone. Demetrius Andrade, Canelo Alvarez, Triple G, Danny Jacobs. Well, Danny Jacobs just moved up to 168, but he was previously. So, man, shout out to J-Rock. I really enjoyed that interview, the article, and I'm sure he got big things coming in the future. Also, it's been a lot of mention on J-Rock possibly fighting Errol Spence Jr. as well. All I'm wondering is, will they be able to meet up at 154 at the same time? Because if J-Rock is only a few fights left at 154 before he moves up to middleweight, I wonder if him and Spence can make it happen before that transition. But, hey guys, we just have to wait and see. But it's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I'm out.